Good morning, pregame crew. It is Friday, June 3rd, 2022 on this short week. So when we're evaluating weekly volume this weekend on whatever chart you're looking at, factor in that we only had 80% of normal volume this week because of the holiday. That's the first order of business. Second order of business, audio visual check, please. If you're tuning in later in the day, you can fast forward till this says 6:30 down here, and then I'll get started with indices, commodities, crypto movers and shakers of the day. We have non-farm payrolls in 8 minutes. It typically does, and there's a 99% chance it will impact price. So if you're a futures trader and you have any type of orders that are open, go double check your orders and make sure it's orders that you want open. I'm currently flat because I don't want to be subject to binary events where I have no idea what the outcome could be because I'm not an economist. I haven't studied what the payrolls should be, nor does anyone want me to do that. So just be aware of that. That'll happen in 7 minutes. Jay, I get my unusual options information from Twitter, Unusual Wells. Is it Unusual? What's his name? Yeah, Unusual Wells. Chatter Flow is wonderful. And then I also use black box stocks. So I use a plethora of information just to provide some value to the community. And of course, I don't share all of that information because I do pay for it. But ones that are publicly shared, I do share with the room. Yep, you have to hit the like button in order to get a chart request answered. Just kidding. So what I do is I just step in the room for the next 7 minutes and I get the housekeeping out of the way. I allow time for people to come into the room, and then I answer a few chart requests before I officially get started. And I don't know if it'll be Jason or Lamont going live in 36 minutes in the Chart Guys chat room. So let's go with the chart request. Good morning, Night Truck, Joa, Lucas, I appreciate you, Night Truck, Greg, Lisa, Matthew, Mary, Topher, SSR Warrior, Anu, Mal, Derek, Ramdat, hey Jay, Ricky, Casey. Oh, good. I'm glad you made money on Bros. I have to say, my calls yesterday weren't that great. I was looking more bearish because a lot of names had room for lower highs, and I discounted those daily bull flags a little that were set up a little too much. So, I have great days, I have mediocre days, and I have poor days. I would rate yesterday as a poor day. The week before that, I was 5 out of 5 as far as having great days. And this week, I've been, I would say, 2 good days and 1 mediocre to poor day yesterday. So, of course, not all of my calls are accurate. What I do every morning is I wake up, all the puzzle pieces are thrown on the floor, I go pick them up, and I start putting the puzzle pieces together for you and try to give you an outline for the day. It's up to you to factor in new information that enters the market once I turn my microphone off. New information enters the market, and you have to be mentally agile enough, prepared enough, understand your system enough in order to trade that. So just always recognizing that. And I had a slightly red day yesterday. I haven't had a red day in a few weeks because I was looking bearish. So it's always important to get humbled like that because, of course, none of us are ever 100% correct. We have to understand we have to accept all outcomes from the market, and I always do. But I have to say it was a little humbling yesterday seeing a red day, and it's like, wait, I haven't seen that in a while. And I'm not bragging whatsoever because I saw more red days than green days for a few years. I thought that was the normal color, was red. So green is now my ideal color. And yesterday tells me to just take it easy. I don't want to turn my whole week red. So I'm just going to take it easy today. And we got non-farm payrolls that could just flip everything on its head in 4 minutes. Aw, Simba. Hey, Jessica, thank you. Okay, now let me go back. I saw NVIDIA. That was the first one. NVIDIA. Okay, so let's just stop and admire this candlestick. If you're not a candlestick person, that's okay. You don't have to be a candlestick identifier in order to trade well. But just know that's green from the opening. So we only had $1 here at the bottom. And then from the top of the day, what is that? 25 cents. So this was, let's say, $1 from being a complete Maribozu candle. Maribozu candle means from the open to the close, bulls are buying. They're buying, and any dip is bought and you close at the high of the day. This is very close to that. It's not engulfing because we didn't engulf the price action of the prior day. But that's as bullish as of a candle as you can get. That's like 99%. If a bull is dreaming of a bullish candle, it looks like that. We do, what's this dividend? I'm sure it's minuscule. Yeah, it's nothing. So we do have a daily bull flag confirmed. We are over the EMAs. We're pretty far away from the 50 MA. So on the weekly, this is the hope that I could give you SS Warrior for a potential weekly lower high. As long as we stay below 20678, a weekly bear flag is possible. So you want to see these bulls bobble. Say that fast 50 times. We want to see the bulls bobble. We want to see the bulls fumble because they're right here. They're right here. They just confirmed a daily bull flag. You want to see some major bear volume. The major bear volume come in, and you want to see price action change the hourly trend. So SS, if you're looking for a top fish, I would wait for an hourly lower high to top fish and then put my stop above that. Right now, bulls have the Momo on semiconductors. They have it. And it feels like you're going after the biggest bully to try to punch in the face. After a name has a 7% day, has a daily bull flag, I'm looking for dips to buy, not to short. So just remember the context of what you're looking at in the time frame. Weekly, you're barking up the right tree. Daily, it has some things going on under the hood to try to change the character of this chart. All right, NVIDIA. Okay, you got stopped out of D-Dog, but you're getting close. Good job, Mal. Okay, I'm glad bros worked. Neo, I have on my list, so we're good. Fang, I'm assuming you mean the oil name Fang. Awesome, Brandon. I'm so glad you're learning a lot. Welcome to TCG family. And even if you don't, okay, non-farm payrolls reaction is starting. It hasn't been released yet, but there's some volatility happening right here. So what you do is you map out your levels. 4153 is important on ES and 4140. So you map out your levels. And if you're a futures trader and you say, I will possibly go short at 4153 and go long at 4140. Remember, bad news is sometimes good news and good news is sometimes bad news. So don't pretend like you're an armchair economist this morning reading those non-farm payrolls and assuming that you're going to get it right. Okay, so let's wait. You have one more minute. Let me see if I can get this in the room real quick. The expectation is 328,000. Okay, we're breaking. You can tell I have a lot of alerts set. So on the 4 hour, we're still looking for higher lows. So remember that on the 4 hour, we're looking for higher lows. NQ is leading the party. They are the biggest bull. Okay, now we're getting a bull reaction. Your next resistance, 416325. Make sure 416325, that's correct. That's your new ES, resistance. And the high and the low of the initial reaction become very important. Those become super important. And just a tip, you can even highlight these. And this isn't set yet, I should wait. But you can highlight the, the line. The line color and say, okay, this is the color of the economic data response, and you can adjust that so you know orange is the high and the low of the non-farm payroll, high of the reaction and low of the reaction. So we're still waiting right here. It's trying to figure out its life. I'm gonna look at it on the 15-second, and I'll get back to y'all in just a second to the regularly scheduled program. We have little inside bars here on the 15-second, and that's how I go short right there on that inside bar break. And I put my high over the high of the reaction. So when I'm looking for an initial reversal, that's how I will do it. I will scroll in or zoom into very, very short time frames and scalp a few points on a reversal, which y'all see me here most of the time on different reactions besides FOMC middle of day. So I typically don't have a chance to trade these. Your key support now is the low of the reaction, 4139 and 416150, okay? Are we all on the same page? I will be going over Nat Gas. Okay, Melly is the only one I missed. And then I'm going to go back to the indices, okay? Melly. Melly. Beautiful candle. We got that daily trend change. You see that? So this one was, this name was doing great. Lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. And it's coming out of that EQ back to the upside. We broke through 83532. But with the spread on Melly, like the spread is pretty big, usually a few dollars. So I wouldn't even say $2.49. $2.49 is not a bull break yet. You want to see a little more reaction. 74196 is your key support, and you have enough room for hourly high or low. So if you're getting confused with daily, weekly, all the different time frames, let me make your life simple today. Go to the hourly. Does the name have enough room for hourly high or low? If it does, then I wait to be a conservative bull and buy the dip. If it doesn't, you look for a bounce to short. Let me say that again. This is the theme of the entire day. You ready for it? Here's the theme. Does the move yesterday have enough room for a high or low? That's the question. On this one, the answer is yes. We had a 10% move. So now conservative bulls are looking for a higher low. On names that did not give enough room necessarily for a higher low, like Apple, you're looking for a bounce to short. You see that? Did this move give enough room for hourly high or low? Not necessarily, no. So on this large pullback, plus they had news, you look, aggressive bears are looking for a bounce to short. Aggressive bears are looking, let me type that out. All right, aggressive bears are looking for mediocre performance names from yesterday to short a bounce. Conservative bulls or conservative bulls are looking for stellar performance names from yesterday to go long on pullback. Hourly higher low bottom fish. Does that make sense, y'all? So let me start. Oh, by the way, welcome. Jason's here and I'm all thrown off. Y'all know I've been very consistent this week, and so y'all just tell him I've been good. So this is who I am. I'm Charcal Lori. You're at the pregame show, and what I do every morning is I go through the indices, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. And at the end, if I have any time left, I try to go over your chart request, and my goal is to get you ready for the trading day. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, Charcal Lori, that'd be great. All these bright colors, if you're like, what the heck is going on with her rainbow bright chart, you can click on the link below and in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all my chart setup is. And the most important thing, actually, if you're an inconsistently profitable trader, is to do less indicators. Look at less charts and less indicators. I know that's counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. And then I use all of these notes to kind of make sure that I stay on track. I don't always refer back to them, but it helps me get my ideas organized. And then I copy and paste this in the TCG room when I'm done, so members can slice and dice as they see fit. Okay, the reaction is kind of wearing off a little bit. We're pulling back just a little bit. Bear volume is not concerning yet. All right, so let's get started on ES. So on ES, okay, the charts are confusing because of the holiday week. Sunday night and Monday, we had activity going on during the holiday hours for futures. So that was over here. Over here, we had activity going on. So let me show you what's confusing. Actually, I'm gonna do it on side by side. Hopefully I can do this quickly. On the daily, there's ES, and here's SPY. Let's look at SPY on the daily. Actually, let me do RTY. It's clearer. Because IWM is a short for me, so I want to show you why. Okay, never mind. This is not working. Sorry, y'all. I am getting myself turned around. Let me go back to my notes. So typically ES, YM, and RTY. Let's look at ES. On the daily, we have not confirmed the bull flag. That's what I'm getting wrong. Let me do it again. Lord have mercy. So y'all see ES has not confirmed the bull flag. SPY has. Do you see that difference? This is less important than SPY futures ES because this had more trading data. So RTY, it's Friday, y'all. Y'all got to give me a little grace. Do y'all see IWM got a higher high? RTY did not. RTY is more important than the spot ETF of IWM. That is pretty crucial. Let's look at ES. Now we looked at ES. Let's look at YM. Look at YM. We did not get through the high of the holiday hours, but we did get through the high of the holiday hours of May 27th. On DIA. DIA we did, but not on YM. Futures are more important. Okay, let's go back. Let's give you hourly levels. So we don't have daily bull flags confirmed on 3 of our Fab 4 indices. The only one that confirmed it was NQ. So NQ is normally the one that holds us back. If everything else is bull and NQ is bearish, it holds us back. In this one instance where NQ is the strongest of our Fab 4 indices, can NQ pull us ahead without the other 3? We shall see. It's not looking very good to me, but we do have enough room for 4-hour higher lows on ES. We have enough room for 4-hour higher lows on Nasdaq. We have enough room for 4-hour higher lows on RTY. We have room for 4-hour higher lows on YM. So on ES, your key level for hourly is 41.83. And your support is down at, I'm going to say 412,450 because we're coming down a little bit heavier bearishly. So I'm just going to give you this prior resistance as support. Nasdaq. Okay, so Nasdaq, we're looking for those 4-hour higher lows. Your next support is 1265550 and 1244250. Resistance 12909. 12909. RTY, your hourly resistance to change a trend 1899. Support 1851. YM to change the hourly trend 33294. And your support 32491. So then we look at the size of the retracement. So from the high yesterday at 4 o'clock, we're not even to the 0.382 on YM. So it's important for us to hold the 0.382. If you're new to Fibs, don't worry. It sounds real fancy when traders say, I use Fibonacci. It means that 0.382 Fibonacci means 38%. That's the measurement of this move from low to high. We've pulled back almost 38%. We don't want to give up any more of this move in order for it to be a bull flag. Now let's measure RTY. You know what? I'm not even going to look at the time today. I'm just going to take my time because I'm in the mood to do this right. So let's do this right. So RTY 1883 keeps a bull flag alive. It's only 38%. The size of the retracement tells you so much about the move. ES, we want it to be shallow if you're a market bull. ES, we're dropping right below that 0.382. If we make it down to 4130, that's a 50% retrace. That means you've given up a half of this move. And then odds favor, it's kind of a toss-up then. Are we going to get a higher high or a lower high? Bulls are decreasing their chances of higher highs the more they give back. So ES is definitely the weakest of our Fab 4 futures, and we just proved that with math. All right, you got your key levels. Hang Seng was down 1% overnight. DAX is flat. There's no edge there. Absolutely no edge. Mixed bag. So I always tell you I'm looking for greater than 2% positive numbers in the international markets to see if it's a possible bellwether or canary for us. And same thing for negative. I'm looking for negative 2% or even lower to give me, okay, is this telling us we could have weakness in the market? There's no edge here. So typically, I said this earlier, if QQQ is stuck, all indices are stuck. When you're stuck, you're stuck, and you're stuck, and you're stuck. Okay. In this case, QQQ is stuck. QQQ is strong, but everything else isn't. How important is QQQ? Indices. Weekly lower highs more likely. Daily hasn't confirmed bull flag yet on these three. Daily 50 MA overhead. Don't forget that. I tell y'all about the Great Wall of China, Great Wall of Louisiana, the hourly 50 MA. Well, same thing can be said for the daily 50 MA. Can be strong resistance, and we have it resistance overhead on every Fab 4 futures. 4 hour has plenty of room for higher low. Hourly downtrend, we're monitoring this follow through and size of retracement. Nasdaq is the only one that has confirmed the bull flag. Why didn't I read this first before I started pulling up charts? Because I had it all straight an hour ago. Vixx. Vixx has given us a ton of wonderful clues this morning. Okay, Vixx is getting a little giddy up. Our high this morning is 25.64. Our prior low of support was 25.57. I was watching for this to potentially serve as resistance, prior key support, but it's not serving as resistance. We're breaking on through. However, odds favor a 4 hour lower high. Odds favor. Now, bulls have given themselves enough room for a higher low, but this still has me temporarily a little bullish on the market, looking for that 4 hour lower high. And we'll see if ES or Nasdaq can find their footing. They're not finding their footing yet on these lower time frames. We're still straight down. Stair step futures traders, if we can break over 1271125, that would be a stair step trade. And if you don't know what a stair step is, you can look it up on our YouTube channel and watch Dan's video. So now this candle's closed. Now this is the new stair step. 12707. You just keep walking it down, looking for a bull break of this pattern to possibly go long for a scalp. Why a scalp? Because on the bounce, you're still looking for a lower high. On 5 minute, you're still looking for a lower high. All right. Did all of that. Now let's go look at Bitcoin. They were closed, Bobby. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for that information. Y'all are a wealth of knowledge. Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin decoupled from the market. Do y'all remember that last Friday? And it kind of left us a little confused. Bitcoin decoupled from Nasdaq and the indices last Friday, and we have not seen a one-to-one. No, it's never been a one-to-one, but it's given us really good clues. So the question is Bitcoin giving us a clue into incoming weakness and consolidation? Look how weak Bitcoin is. So Nasdaq, same time frame. So Bitcoin, 4 hour lower high put in, and bulls are going to have to fight for a higher low. They haven't given themselves enough room for it. And look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq got a higher high. So we've decoupled. Now, is this decoupling a canary for the market, or is this a canary for Bitcoin? Will Bitcoin be a laggard for Nasdaq if Nasdaq can find its temporary footing, or is Bitcoin a canary for Nasdaq leading the way to the downside? Well, we'll find out in price action, and the 15-minute chart will give us a lot of clues. Ethereum is weaker than Bitcoin. So we see this low from June 1, 1400. So if we're just using my time zone for ease. So 1400 on June 1st. Ethereum, that same time frame, we broke bear by $10. Looks like bulls are trying to defend this right now, but we did break bear, and Bitcoin has not. So 29308, key support. Key resistance 3060.74. Ethereum key resistance 1852. Support the new 1851 and below that. 1751 and below that is 1747. Gold. Thank you, Ken. That's very, very kind. Okay, so gold. Dan initiated a gold and silver position. If you're a member of TCG, you saw that he wrote that. And he's looking for temporary topping patterns in the dollar, which makes sense. Let's look at the dollar. So the dollar on the daily We got a lower high set. The only little bull hope that if I were a dollar bull is this 50 MA. But now we've pulled back enough to look for a daily lower high. So that just keeps giving the gold a little bit more bull tailwind, this dollar weakness. So on gold, I won't, on gold, I will not lose focus that we're looking for a weekly lower high. However, when we zoom into the details, the bulls have been putting in some work behind the scenes. So we got a daily higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, and we just got a higher high. We could have a broadening formation forming, so please be aware of that. But gold's showing some strength, and we have enough room now for a 4-hour higher low. Aggressive bulls are looking to buy this dip, and they may have to sit through a little weekly consolidation. Oil has a potential 4-hour inverse head and shoulders. Jason, look away. Just look away. This is not the ideal, and I posted that in my notes in the TCG commodities. This is not ideal. If you saw a man walking toward you with a head like this, you'd run the other way. A shoulder like this, you'd call an orthopod. So it's definitely not ideal, and you want it to be a reversal pattern. So inverse head and shoulders pattern is typically like this. A big downtrend, and then a small defense by the bulls, huge defense by the bulls, then we reverse. So you're looking for this longer pull, and then the reversal action with rounded bottoms. So I recognize I'm not giving you that in a nice fashion, but the psychology is there. So we have a double top at 117.77 and 117.87. We have the Baker Hughes rig count today at 12:30 Central Time. Please confirm that if you are an oil trader. You have a new support at 115.23. So weekly, we have an uptrend. Daily, bulls play defense, that long lower wick of bulls buying the dip. Now we need to get over 120 on oil. Nat gas, again, this is not ideal. I wouldn't put this in a textbook for head and shoulders, but I just want to make myself, I'm trading nat gas often now, so I want to make myself aware that this pattern is here. But I just want to remind you of the other time we saw this, and then it played out to the bull side. So I'm not an overly optimistic bear here, but I am top fishing nat gas. So aggressive bears are looking to top fish 9057, looking for a nat gas 4-hour lower high. That's my energy play for today. Apple, we went over strong performance. Most of the semiconductors had strong performance. Growth names, ARC had strong performance yesterday. So I have my names divided into mediocre names yesterday versus stellar names, and what I'm looking for from them today. And I covered that just a little bit earlier. Names, this dude has been after us all week, this naked man. Okay, so Apple has pulled back, plus they had news that their adapter has to be universal per the EU, some type of ruling against them. And so they had a okay performance yesterday, couldn't get through 151.74, and has pulled back a lot overnight. So now aggressive bears are looking to top fish Apple. Apple's a top fish. Amazon. Thank you, Judd. Thank you for deleting that. So Amazon, I am still in the dip buying mode. This is my notes from yesterday. Do you see our fishing hole? How pretty was that? It hit the fishing pole, and then it bounced $112. The fishing hole, and hopefully your fishing pole snagged it. I am still looking for bull moves into end of day. Dips are for buying for me until it stops working. When did we start doing that, y'all? It was last Friday or last Thursday, the first time I brought it up. And I told y'all, I'm bull. And it's working. And it continues to work. And I'm still a bull. So I guess I've been on point with Amazon. Had a mediocre day yesterday with other calls, but not Amazon. So Amazon, I'm still looking bullish. Does the fundamentals change with a split? Heck no. But does it make Amazon more accessible to their employees, to the retail investor, to buy shares? Yes. Because $100, well, let's see. Yeah, $100, whatever it's going to be, divided by 20 is a lot more appealing as an employee. Oh, I can buy, 10 shares for $1,000 versus I can buy a third of a share at $2,500. So it doesn't fundamentally change it, but it makes it more accessible to the normal investor. So I'm still looking to buy dips on Amazon. They front ran that 5-minute oversold yesterday. 5-minute oversold in regular trading hours doesn't count with Amazon. They don't have a lot of pre-market or after hours trading. So I'm going to say, tell me when the first 5-minute gets oversold. I'm going to look to buy that. I'm going to watch the market. If the market's pulling back, I'm not going to buy it. So despite my bull bias on Amazon, I'm still going to gauge the market. I need the market's cooperation in order for these trade setups to work. Okay. ARK had stellar performance yesterday, and I've been talking to y'all about TARK, and I told y'all I took a position in TARK. TARK is a 2x ETF. So TARK yesterday, let me show you that real quick, had a 15% day. I did this yesterday. So TARK has been up at the high of yesterday, 65% from this low back here. So TARK is a 2x ETF of ARK, and it's had a very bearish start till it's from its ETF initial days. So ARK still has a ton of work to do, but it had a beautiful bull day. So I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold. Let me set my alert. I didn't set the alert because it already got oversold in pre-market. I set the one for 15-minute. No, I didn't. Shame on me. So I'm looking for first 15-minute oversold, and I would love to dip buy in the area of 43.91. Let me zoom out and show you what my fibs are drawn from. From the low of May 12th to the high of May 31st. So I'm looking for 41.83 dip buy. I doubt I get it, but I'm looking for dip buy long on ARK. And semis is the same setup. Semiconductors, they had a beautiful day yesterday, and I've been telling y'all about SOXL. If you got any, please let me know. I've told y'all I bought it 2 different times. So we're up 50%. So I started buying it in here at 19. We're up 40% if you bought that along with me on SOXL. So let me go back to semis. I don't chart the leveraged instrument. So we had a big day on semis, looking for a dip buy. See what a bull flag would be like. We're right there. We need a whole 245 for a potential bull flag, looking for dip buys. IWM 2.5% day, not a bad day. All right, just not a bad day. But I am looking for a top fish of IWM, knowing that RTY is overhead. Does that make sense? So what I started with when I finally got it right, RTY has not made a higher high on the day, but IWM did. IWM is less reliable than RTY. RTY has more hours of trading. So I'm looking for a top fish of IWM, 18927. NEO had a stellar day. Okay, so this is the one name that's a one-off from how I started. I said I'm looking for names that had stellar days yesterday to buy dips for hourly higher lows, and names that had mediocre days yesterday, I'm looking for top fish of bounce. NEO is different. NEO has a double top. So when you give me a double top like that, I'm going to short it. So I like a top fish of $19 on NEO. If that doesn't work on a bounce and it keeps going, great. And if it continues to pull back further, then I would look for a dip buy. I would say a 5-minute oversold. We probably already got that. Yep, in pre-market. I would wait for a 15-minute oversold during regular trading hours and then look at the market and see what's doing. Twitter. So Twitter, we have Twitter announced that they have gone past some type of timeline for the transaction. So Musk, I don't know if the deal is off or what that means. I don't need to know. I just know that Twitter will most likely have some volatility today, so be ready for it. Your new resistance is 4107. Ninja's only looking for tightening ranges to scalp. Tesla, bear. Tesla had 2 different things of bad news. Memo was released from Elon saying he's worried about the economy, and then they had 798 reports of extreme braking on the autopilots. So I'm looking for pops to short. Maybe looking for 5-minute overbought or 15-minute overbought. If we would even get that on Tesla, could be areas to short XBI. Okay, so TPTX, let me go read these notes. So TPTX is getting bought out. It's up 115%. Let's look at it. Look at that. If you went to bed yesterday with TPTX at $34, you woke up with it $74, up 116%. TPTX is a 1.42% holding in XBI. It's a small holding, but it gives biotech hungry bulls hope for their ticker. Could be a bull win for XBI. So if you're holding some type of biotech and you look over here and you start turning green with envy, what? So XBI has a bull tailwind. Look how it's holding up better than others. It's already over yesterday's high. So I like a dip buy of XBI. 68.25 was the 15-minute low yesterday, right before we closed. So I like a dip buy in that area. Wow, I'm tired. You're bearish now, Bo? Because you're tired? Oh, you're welcome, Keggers. You got SOXL? That's okay. Small runner is fine. Do you know what that small runner does, Bob King? It does so much for your, not confidence, but your formula. It tells you your formula works. It gives you more confidence in your system. Now, if the chart breaks and you stop out, you stop out. But the more times that you dip by, even with one share, and you say, wow, that worked, the technicals worked, it gives you more affirmation for the next time you see that setup. Hey, I've seen that before. And it's just like poker. Oh, I've seen that hand before. I know how this typically works out. Doesn't mean it will, but it gives you more confidence. So just the fact that you got it, that's great. All right. So let's go check in with the indices before I wrap up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to avoid doing any ticker request. I just don't have time. I got 2 minutes till Jason goes live and I want to listen. So ES has pulled back 50%. Nasdaq, where are we? 50%. Okay, now that leaves a lot of ambiguity on the day. The size of this NASDAQ pullback has me more bearish on the day than I was 28 minutes ago, all right? So just be careful and just follow your trends. What are your hourly trends? Stay with those. Don't fight the trend. And if you're green on the week, maybe you don't trade. If you're really red on the week, I doubt you turn yourself green today. So that's why I call Fridays Fridays. So thank y'all for joining me. Hit that like button before you hit that exit. Give me a follow at Chart Gallery. Check us out at chartguys.com. And thank y'all for being here. Use stop losses.